get up. Wake up, get amplified, yeah. Cut that shit, Sasha. Cut that shit. Cut my music, Sasha. Cut my music. My amp unit. All right, we're on a little delay today, huh? About a half an hour. Listen, 3 to 4-ish. If I'm ever late, I'll make up the time, man. We'll go well past 4 o'clock. Don't worry, guys. Eastern time. Guys are probably in a part of the world where it's fucking 2 a.m. You're like, what the fuck you talking about? You're going over 4 o'clock, BC. Listen, I've done 4-hour plus streams, guys. I've done fucking pay-per-view. This Saturday night, I hope to do SummerSlam live with you guys, man. That's going to be at least 4 hours, I'm guessing. Maybe they make it 3 fucking hours. Who knows? But the point is, it's going to be a minute, man. So BC hopes to be with you guys live Saturday night. This is the final push to SummerSlam. Pardon the noise that you're hearing now, man. As you can probably see, I got my Dunkin' Donuts streaming behind me at the coffee bar. That shit, you see that? That is a perfect fucking drizzle right there, man, of my Dunkin' Donuts. It's my 6th coffee of the day so far. It's currently 3:33 in the afternoon. That's not very healthy. Don't do that, all right? BC's a different type of character. So anyway, we're going to talk about a lot of things here, guys. Live, we're going to get the AEW... that's a beautiful sound. That coffee's ready to rock. We're going to get the AEW Dynamite rating live together. We'll go over that. We'll see if it rebounded from last week. So, I mean, it's been going down 30 to 40,000 up front ever since Blood and Guts. Not very good. Meanwhile, WWE's rating for Raw has just been going up and up as we get into this Vince McMahon investigation, man. Triple H, all the changing of the guard. There's a weird excitement in WWE amongst the turmoil. It's very odd. So we'll go over the ratings later. We're going to go over Road Dogg. Road Dogg is slamming AEW. CM Punk is slamming WWE. I mean, everybody is just slamming one another. You wonder why the fans can't get along. The fucking wrestlers can't get along, man. The wrestlers are fucking going at one another. Especially Triple H and CM Punk. That's, we'll go over all that, man. WrestleMania 40 news. VKM selling some more fucking stock. All of that, man. But I want to start off with SummerSlam, man. It's changing. Yeah, I mean, it's been changing every hour, really. Let's be honest. Minor changes to bigger. This is a big story, obviously. The big breaking news coming out in the last 24 hours is that Rollins and Riddle, one of the matches that a lot of people were looking forward to, a lot of people that I spoke with, they had that in their top 3 matches that they were looking forward to at SummerSlam. And I don't see how that's a bad list, your top 3. A lot of people probably top 2, and that's because it was one of the only matches we don't feel like it's a rematch. I believe JR9 told me that was a match that happened in the past, but at least it doesn't feel it. You know what I mean? It's not like Usos, Profits, Lashley in Theory, which we just saw at Money in the Bank, Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan, which we already saw on SmackDown a while back, and then we saw it at Money in the Bank because that's how Liv got the championship. Of course, that was quick, but the point is, or how about Roman and Brock for the 9th time? Riddle and Rollins. It just seemed like that wrestling-wise was going to be one of the top matches, and it's been taken off in the last 24 hours. So WWE says it's due to a really bad stinger from the beatdown that Rollins gave him on Monday. But an hour after WWE sent that report out, the real word came out, man, from very reputable sources that Riddle is completely fine and they just removed the match from SummerSlam because they feel it'll be best suited for Clash at the Castle 1 month later, September 3rd, I believe. So they're going to still do the match. They just didn't feel, Vince McMahon didn't feel like that was SummerSlam. It should be on SummerSlam. So Rollins clearly pissed off. Rollins has been going on social and just venting as of late. Rollins went to social clearly pissed off, and he sent out this message via social, and I quote, "For anyone who purchased a ticket to SummerSlam hoping to see me in action, I apologize. I did everything I could over the last 6 months to earn my spot on this show, but some things are out of my control. Thank you for always singing my song. They'll hear ya someday." Now, Triple H caught wind of this. Triple H responded, "I hear ya." So when Rollins ended his message with "Thank you for always singing my song, they'll hear ya someday," Triple H responded, "I hear ya." Does H give him a quick little match at SummerSlam, or is he just saying, "Cool it down, Skip. I hear ya, I got ya, relax. Remember who you work for. Let's not get carried away in 140 characters or less"? Or is H actually going to try to lobby a match? And if H does, I mean, that shows you Vince McMahon is clearly still in charge, right? I mean, Triple H is trying to go online to fucking calm down the cavalry. So it's obvious H isn't making that decision. It's obviously still Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Retired or not, doesn't fucking matter. The only thing that remains to be seen is H going to have some type of power? If you guys think he's going to be the ultimate with Stephanie, it ain't going to happen. It's still going to be the Vince McMahon, Nick Khan show. We'll get to even Punk even knows that, man. Not like it matters, but he even fucking was candid as fuck. We'll get to his words in a little bit, but BC told you long before anybody else in this community. We just hope that H gets some type of power so he can change some things, right? If you guys think H is getting all the power, you don't know Vince and you don't know how this business runs. Retired doesn't mean shit to Vince McMahon. That's a cute little title so he can avoid all of the backlash and aftermath from this investigation. So he's got to retire. It was either he stepped down or he was going to be forced out. So he stepped down. In fact, it wasn't even retired. The exact statement that was sent out to the board was he resigned. Resigned, not even retired. Retired just sounds better. And if you look at McMahon's message, he said, "Because I'm 77 years old, I think it's time to unwind." A week before SummerSlam, bro? No, it's because you knew you were about to get booted. So my point is, this is a cute way for him to work from home, but still be the fucking puppeteer. And he's got all his puppet masters ready, or his little puppets, and he is the puppet master, and he's going to fucking swindle those strings any which way he wants, man. This shows you that was McMahon, right? H isn't going to fucking pull that match and then all of a sudden go, "I hear ya, I made a mistake." So H says, "I hear ya." Who the fuck do you give Rollins, though? I mean, Edge, Edge isn't actually... When Edge comes back, he has to be going right for Judgment Day. So Edge isn't going to come out to have a match with Seth Rollins. You just don't see that happening. Now, there's a lot of speculation for Bray Wyatt. I will go over that in a couple of minutes. That's not how I would go back, because Bray would have to win. Rollins has been losing. We talked about it on this channel so many times. Jared and I believe, had this statistic. It's an insane amount of pay-per-view matches, premium events. It's like out of this world, astronomically lopsided. So there's no way Rollins can lose another premium event match. I mean, that's just not for the foreseeable future, not for the rest of 2022. And that's hard to do as a heel. Heels usually lose, pay-per-view matches, premium events. But Rollins, he can't afford to do that shit. So who the fuck do you have? Now, some of you guys are saying Gargano. John Gargano, man. Johnny Wrestling. Now, with Triple H back in some type of a power role, we don't know if that's title or actually, but maybe that could take in people like Johnny Gargano, who was up to this point, he just had a baby with his wife, Candice LeRae, and he's sitting pretty. He's not hurting financially. He's got a family now. He doesn't need to rush back to pro wrestling. He wanted to see what Tony Khan's doing. He wanted to see how things shake out with NXT. But with Triple H in charge, maybe Johnny Gargano goes right to the main roster, man. Maybe Johnny Gargano. But here's the problem. Johnny Gargano goes to face Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. Who wins, guys? Seth Rollins, I don't think you understand. Look at the statistics. Look at the wins lost. Look at his pay-per-view track record the whole last year. Seth Rollins cannot lose. If Johnny Gargano comes into this match, you ain't having Johnny Gargano come back to lose. I mean, booking matters. You can't do that shit. AEW just had a botch. People didn't tell me. I didn't even watch the show, thankfully. I take Wednesday nights off now. If Tony Khan doesn't want my criticism, I ain't gonna fucking even watch the shit. I don't need to. I don't need AEW. AEW needs fans like BC. Because we can fucking get people excited to watch the show. But people told me Bryan Danielson came back just to eat a fucking L to somebody who should not have been beating Bryan Danielson. I don't give a fuck. Save your stories. Save your fucking, oh, but it leads to this, basically. I don't give a shit. Bryan Danielson doesn't lose to know, who the fuck was it? Like a Dante Martin or some shit? Or even worse, a Dan Garcia? I think it was Dan Garcia. I don't even want to hear it. Fucking cooties. I don't even want to hear it. That's just horrible booking. John Gargano comes to the main roster on his debut and he loses his match. Bad booking. Horrible. That'll never be forgotten. And Seth Rollins can't lose. So, okay, so let's say we do Gargano. Who wins, unit? Amp unit, if you guys know who Johnny Gargano is, NXT talent, you should at least, even if you don't watch NXT, you should know who he is. Johnny Gargano versus Seth Rollins SummerSlam. Let's just play bookie here. Let's pretend this match is happening. Who, if you're the head creator, how do you finish this match? And if it's a DQ fuck finish, you better do it in a fun fucking way. Yeah, Jared 9. Gargano would have to win ultimately, man. And then Rollins loses again, man. You know, he couldn't come out of Money in the Bank with that briefcase. He lost 3 in a row to Cody. Before that, he was getting fucking fucked up. Draw. But how do you do the draw? I mean, are you going a time limit? Are you going both men are fucking just beat the shit out of one another? They can't get up? I mean, what are the... Yeah, Gargano has to be it. All right. You guys got nothing. I love you, but you got nothing, man. You guys got nothing. See what I mean? It ain't easy, is it? So it can't be Gargano. It can't be Gargano, brah. So you give Rollins a match. It's going to have to be a Rollins fucking little match where Rollins just beats whoever the fuck's in there with him. But it's SummerSlam. It's the second biggest event of the pay-per-view calendar year for WWE. You best damn sure make it entertaining. So I don't want to see no fucking Omos in there. But he's a heel, and Rollins is supposed to play a fucking heel, so I guess it wouldn't be him. I don't know. This is what this fucking card does, man. This is what WWE does. And that's another thing, man, with this whole thing. With Rollins. Now, we love Rollins, man, and I like how he's voicing his frustration, and he's not just keeping it bottled up. For a long time, he was just a company guy. And remember when he was throwing fans under the bus and just giving you the company corporate answers? Oh, if you don't like it here, it's because you ain't trying hard enough. You remember when Rollins was doing that? Because he was a top guy. BC made videos on him, man. I was flipping out because I was like, this dude can speak all this shit because Rollins is a top guy. But if Rollins ever falls down the ladder, let's see if he's saying the same shit. What happened, guys, in less than 2 years, or 2 years? Rollins has fallen down the ladder, and now he's the one who's going on social voicing his displeasure. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. And I like Rollins. Love his work. The dude has been known to be an asshole, but I never really seen it. So, I mean, I don't know. I like Rollins, man. Kobe Black. But careful how you treat people on the way up, because you may just see the same motherfuckers on the way down. So now he's voicing the display. Now he's being removed off of SummerSlam cards. Now he's not happy. That's how fast it can change in that company. You really want to be careful, man. You want to stand with your fellow wrestlers. You want to stand with the fans. who are voicing their displeasure, because we all want change for the better. We're not just bashing wrestlers because that's what we love to do. We're going to hate watch. No, we're going to we love it. Right? It's how I watch my New York Knicks, and for 20 fucking years, they absolutely suck worse than any team I've ever fucking seen in professional sports. But I still voice out. We show up to the Garden. We hoot and holler and fucking cheer for the several minutes that they're good. And for the rest of every game, we fucking yell at them because we want better. Same thing with pro wrestling, man. So, but my point is, so Rollins is supposed to be a heel, right, guys? Unless I missed anything. There's a shit ton of wrestling these days. I get it. I didn't even make my fucking coffee. Been ranting for 17 minutes. I believe Rollins is a heel. Okay, now he went on to social and he asked a couple of fans that went to his gym who he was rude to. He apologized and he asked them to come back. Okay, that right there, a heel in pro wrestling should never do that, dude. Just be the asshole, move on. You don't gotta make everybody smile. Fuck WWE's mission statement. Right there, those little things ruin what we watch now on TV. Now, this dude says, he goes on social, now he just beat the fuck out of Riddle. Now, for whatever reason, the match is now removed from SummerSlam. They're using the fact that Rollins beat the shit out of him. He got a stinger during the beatdown. So Rollins goes on social and says, for anyone who purchased a ticket to SummerSlam hoping to see me in action, I apologize. I did everything I could over the last 6 months to earn my spot on this show, but some things are out of my control. Thank you for always singing my song. They'll hear you someday. Guys, I understand kayfabe is basically dead, man. The cat's out of the bag. Santa Claus is not real, and the tooth fairy is not putting any money under your fucking pillow when you lose your tooth. I get it. Not even the Easter Bunny is real. Go figure. But guys, when you completely disregard what you just did Monday night to end the show. I mean, Seth Rollins was the main segment on Monday night, or the main event segment to send it home, right? Beat the shit out of Riddle. And now he's on social totally pulling back the curtain. I don't know why. My match is done. I did everything I could. He tells now he's a heel, mind you. He's a heel, right? BC's not just nitpicking here, right? Let's be all on the same page. I'm not just nitpicking. I'm just calling it like it is. He's a heel who just beat the fuck out of Riddle, and now he's on social apologizing to everybody that he's not going to be able to wrestle and saying thank you to all of us for singing his song. And he hopes that one day they'll hear all of us. So, I mean, totally just out of character. Guys, you can't fucking totally just shit on kayfabe. I understand it's dead. Just let it be. You know what I mean? You wouldn't go to the grave of a loved one and take a shit on it, would you? I would hope not, unless you really just didn't like them. Okay, kayfabe is dead. Let it sit in the cemetery. Don't take a shit on it. I cannot believe, man, where we are in pro wrestling, and then you wonder why nobody believes in characters anymore. Nobody believes in storylines. Seth Rollins is a fucking diabolical heel who just took out a fan favorite Riddle, and then 3 days later, he's on social media apologizing again, twice in 1 week apologizing to fans, and then saying, keep singing my song, they're gonna hear us. I couldn't imagine Sergeant Slaughter back in the day, during the war, by the way. He was an ultimate bad guy, and what was it, Iraqi or something? He was an ultimate bad guy, and he was taking on Hulk Hogan, the real American hero. I couldn't imagine if social was around back then and Sergeant Slaughter during the Hogan feud leading up to WrestleMania 7. If Slaughter was apologizing to fans and saying, hey, can you hum to my beat when I come to the ring? Because I'll hear ya. Salute unit, by the way. Much love. I just can't believe, and again, this is no shade to I like Rollins, man. And a part of me is glad that he's voicing frustration, but you have to do it in the right timing. Seth Rollins just beat down Riddle, and now he's apologizing to fans and saying, keep singing my song, they'll hear us someday. You can't do that, guys. You want to say, BC, no harm, no foul, it's okay. Just like when Roman, the biggest heel in the company, shows up to live events, beats the biggest face in the main event, and then he gets on the mic and delivers a top face promo. Thanks for coming out, everybody. We love you. Much respect. Can't wait to see you again. That's what Roman was doing in several countries and cities during the last several months at live events. You can't do that, man. Even if people want to believe you on TV now that you're a top heel, subconsciously we're not going to be able to do that because we will know the reality of the situation. A big part of pro wrestling is believing in the fucking, suspending the disbelief, believing in the wackiness, right? The ludicrousness of it all. You want to believe it. I mean, we'll meet you halfway. That's why we always got on board with a character that was a dead man like The Undertaker or supernatural like Bray Wyatt. It wouldn't fucking matter. It's why we get behind that. It's why we believe that Wardlow could take out fucking 20 security guards. Like that would really happen in real life. But no, we're going to suspend the disbelief. We'll believe it. Just do it correctly and stay within your boundaries, man. Once you start doing what Seth Rollins did Monday night to end Raw, and then 2 to 3 nights later, you start going, by the way, it's me now, Kobe again. This isn't Seth, this is Kobe. And I just want to let you guys know I'm off SummerSlam. It's not actually an injury like they're saying. They just took us off. I apologize for anyone who wanted to see me compete. Keep singing my song, though. This is a heel in the company, a heel, Seth Rollins. Keep singing my song. They'll hear us one day. I mean, guys, if you don't see a problem in that, man, this isn't just a Rollins problem. This is just a professional wrestling problem where they feel the need to go on social media 24 hours a day and just ruin their own work. Ruin their own work. If you're in a cool angle or you did something really cool, here's a crazy concept. Stay the fuck off of social. Can you just go 7 days? 7 fucking days, just go. And then you wonder why I love people like MJF and for the most part, Bray Wyatt stays in character. But people like MJF, man, they stay, if they do use social, they try to stay in character all the time. MJF on social is the same MJF you're going to see in the ring, is the same MJF you're going to get when he signs an autograph. He is a prick. He's an asshole. He's going to flip you off. He's going to tell you to fuck off. MJF is one of the best professional wrestlers today, and I'm not even talking about talent. We'll get to talent in another discussion. He's one of the best professional wrestlers because he checks off every other box. Talent? We could talk about that in a whole nother category. Bray Wyatt, a lot of people claim, he's not even that great of a wrestler, man. He's boring. He's this and that. You know why he checks off every other fucking box? Because he's amazing. He stays in his character. He knows what captivates. So anyway, man, I had to say that too about Seth Rollins. He's got to be careful, man. If you're a heel, if you're an up-and-coming wrestler and you're watching this, man, I know I got a lot of independent wrestlers touring the world that watch BC. Much love to all you guys. And to all the independent wrestlers watching BC right now, let me give you a salute, man. What you're doing is not easy. You're trying to make a name for yourself in an industry that this is probably the hardest time ever. Not in just getting work, but to get over. So to all the independent wrestlers out there, salute, man. All the guys and gals. But take BC's advice. I mean, you should be listening to everything I say because I promise it's free wisdom. But if you're a heel, please be reminded of that 24/7 before you do anything. A social media post, you crack those smiles at the autograph sessions because you want to put a smile on a kid's face. Just remember how they view you and why they love you to begin with. Remember that character. Don't totally take a shit on it. Everything you do is being noticed, and our subconscious is taking inventory of it. So that's my advice to any up-and-coming professional wrestler. Know your character, know how you want to be perceived, and never lose sight of that fact. That's the Rollins and Riddle situation from SummerSlam. Now, moving on, let's stick with SummerSlam. We talked about Rollins and Riddle now being off of the card. They're not alone. Check this list, guys. So far, these are the names, some big names that are not even a part of the second biggest event in WWE's calendar year, SummerSlam, which is just 48 hours away. Are you guys ready for this list? Not just Seth Rollins, who's off of SummerSlam, not just Matt Riddle. Drew McIntyre is off of SummerSlam. Kevin Owens, off of SummerSlam. AJ Styles, off of SummerSlam. Shinsuke Nakamura, off of SummerSlam. Intercontinental Champion Gunther, off of SummerSlam. Asuka is off of SummerSlam. Alexa Bliss, off of SummerSlam. New Day, off of SummerSlam. So now some of these might get a match after tomorrow night. Possible. You never know. I mean, they like to blow their load on SmackDown matches. That's like Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. They were tinkling around with it being on SummerSlam, man, like a fucking Tinker toy. And then they were just like, nope, let's put it on SmackDown. New Day Viking Raiders, right? Fucking around with SummerSlam, then they wanted it back on SmackDown, then it was up in the air, and before you know it, New Day is currently not on the fucking card. Gunther and Shinsuke was teased, right? Gunther and Shinsuke could just rock it out tomorrow or next Friday, right? That's what they'll probably do. They'll tell you next Friday on SmackDown, the post-SummerSlam show, you're going to get an IC title match. They just did that recently, a couple pay-per-views ago with the two titles, the IC and the US. So you thought it was going to be a SummerSlam match. I mean, we could just go right now, 48 hours before the show hits the airwaves, SummerSlam 2022. AJ Styles, Shinsuke, Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, all of these motherfuckers are not even on the... I mean, that you could build a whole organization around the names that I just spit out there. But no, Logan Paul has to get it because they don't build new stars, so they're trying to get name value. Logan Paul has to get a match. Pat McAfee has to get a match. If it wasn't against Baron Corbin, I'd actually be looking forward to that. I just don't know how excited I can get to a Baron Corbin match. But Pat McAfee has a match. Logan Paul has a match. Brock and Roman are going to go for the 9th time. Becky and Bianca are going to go for the 7th time. I don't know. I just, if you tell me that, like, these names are not on SummerSlam, I would say you're playing a fucking rib. You know, you're just ribbing. You're fucking around, right? But no, bro, this is legit. These are names. Big name. I'm not just naming, like, Omos's, you know, because Omos is not on the card either. Or Stanky, or Jinder Mahal, or Doo-Doo Drop. No, these are big fucking names, bro. AJ Styles is still one of the best wrestlers in the world. You just don't know it because Vince won't show it. But he is. Let's stick with SummerSlam, man. I ain't done. I got more fucking news on SummerSlam. Reputable people. Reputable, actually, man. More than one, so we'll see if this is true. I would hope it is. It's SummerSlam. You want a surprise. But they are claiming that at least one of the following will show up at SummerSlam. It's either going to be... this first one, I doubt it very much, bro. But it's pretty high in Vegas right now, the numbers as well. So that's why I'm mentioning. Sasha Banks, Bray Wyatt, or Bayley. But a big name is supposed to appear. Bayley would be the most reasonable, right? She's been ready to come back for fucking weeks. So while it would be a surprise, I think she would be the least out of the three. Bray Wyatt would be the second least, and I know that's still huge. That would be a mega surprise. But if you got Sasha and Bray, and one of them makes a surprise shock return at SummerSlam, you gotta believe Bray, because Sasha Banks right now, I mean, the way that she was butting heads with Vince McMahon, it was fucking bad. It was worse than Bray Wyatt and Vince. So you gotta believe that Bray Wyatt would have the odds more than Sasha. But It's big, man. And when Bayley comes back, I mean, that could absolutely open the door for Sasha. You got to believe, too, if H has any power, we know Vince is going to have the majority power still, even if he's making phone calls from home or he's sitting in fucking Kevin Dunn's production truck, hiding in the little fucking mini bathroom on the toilet, still on the phone with Triple H and Stephanie and Nick Khan. But either way, Vince is going to still control shit. But if Triple H has any type of fucking power, Bayley just gets back, her best friend. Maybe this opens the door, the lines of communication for Sasha Banks. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Sasha Banks returns to WWE at some point? Not just SummerSlam, but by Survivor Series, say. November. Yeah. A lot of you guys say yeah. No, a lot of you guys say no. Well, some yeses and nos. Some of you guys don't have Sasha coming back. Yeah, man, SummerSlam just said, again, this is reputable people that said this, and then Vegas fucking doubled down on it. So I have to at least mention it. I don't know if they know something that we don't. You know, Sasha's in talks to come. Sasha never left, by the way. She was never released, guys. She still got the WWE letters after that. There's been no official announcement. She's still, to this day, on the roster page. So all of that was BS. All these reports that she's released, but WWE just doesn't want to announce it. They're trying to smooth things over. No, that's against the law. You can't release somebody and then keep them on a public page for your company. That's misguiding your shareholders and your audience simultaneously. So WWE is never going to release somebody and then keep them on the page. So I hope you guys understand that that's just not the case. Some people tried to act like they knew what was going on inside the company. They're like, oh, basically, no. You misunderstand, man. They did release Sasha. They just didn't announce it yet. That's the thing, BC. So see what I mean? They're just playing along like she's there. No, business doesn't work that way. As a publicly traded company, you just don't plaster somebody's face on your roster page and make them keep the fucking letters on your social. You don't do that, man. You can't do that. That's literally so many lawsuits waiting to happen. So Sasha's still there. It's just about now trying to get her back to work. Can Triple H open that line of communication, especially with Bayley, her best friend, coming back? But it's going to be interesting to see who the big name is. And again, BC hopes to be with you guys live this Saturday for the entire SummerSlam. So if you guys want some alternative commentary, I'll tap into my inner Mauro Ranallo, and I'll be calling all the matches. So even if you just want to come in and out of the stream, you know, you want to listen to some Michael Cole, but you want to listen to some BC, pop in and out, man. I'll be here the whole 4 hours or however long it's going to take. So come by. It's going to be a live good, the bad, and the ugly. So at least come back at the end of every match to see where my amplified unit puts every match in the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it's going to be live. So maybe it's fun for you. You get to watch the fucking thing, pop on in, see where we're going to put the matches. It'll be kind of cool. So yeah, live reaction, live watch along, live review. The good, the bad, and the ugly this Saturday. I hope to anyway. I'm 95% sure that I can rock that out. So I hope to do that. All right, let's move. I think that's all the SummerSlam shit I got now. Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not, man. Oh, fuck. What are we at, guys? 35? Okay, we're keeping it in the confines of an hour. 35 minutes into this thing. One more thing I got, man. It's looking now more than ever, man. All of the signs are pointing that Vince wants the belt back onto Ronda Rousey. If you guys know, the last couple weeks, it was in the air 50-50, and there was a good chance that Liv Morgan was going to be able to walk out of SummerSlam with the title. And that's what should be happening. Liv Morgan just got it. It's a huge moment. She has momentum. People love her. There's a connection with the crowd. There's no reason for her to drop the title. So for the last 2 weeks, the original plan was Ronda gets it back immediately at SummerSlam. But the last 2 weeks, we were hearing, hey, it's looking good. Liv might actually be able to keep it. Now, as of last night, late last night, the word we're getting is Ronda Rousey is getting the championship back Saturday night. I am against this. There's 48 hours left. Let's change that shit. H. You want to prove you're in charge? How about you get your fucking balls out of Stephanie's purse? Because now's the time. And I'm a fan of Ronda Rousey. I am unapologetically a fan of Rousey. That might not even be a popular statement today. But I love Ronda Rousey. There's a believability, a realism to her. I think her booking has been so fucked up that it helped to kind of ruin her prestige in WWE. But I love Ronda Rousey. So for me to say, a big fan of Rousey, to say she should not be getting that title Saturday night, that shows you, man, how fair BC is and how much she should not be getting the title. This is going to ruin Liv Morgan a lot more than it's going to help Rousey. Rousey gets the title, that connection will still not be there. Until you book Rousey correctly, there ain't going to be a connection. Go to Charlie Flair for that fucking failed experiment. We've been trying this with Charlotte Flair for nearly 7 years. She's undergone 15 different face heel turns, nearly 14 championships, and she still has no connection with fans outside of just the Charlotte fandom. So, anyway, that's something that, man, I didn't want to hear that last night, that Liv Morgan is now going to be losing that championship, but there is 2 days, man. So let's hope that, I don't know, man. Let's hope that the right decision is made. You know, and you can't make Ronda's booking so bad. You can't make her look like a joke and just eat a 1, 2, 3. So this is where they back themselves into a corner. And they're probably like, Ronda can't lose, so we have to put the title on her like the original plan. But, bro, Liv can't either. You backed yourself into this corner, bro. This is the match you wanted. You can't ruin Liv here now. You have to now use your creativity. It's going to take time, effort, and resource. Oh, fuck. This is what you signed up for. The 617 creative writers, Triple H, and everybody in between. This is what you signed up for. Get creative. That's right. Keep it on Liv Morgan. And this is coming from a Rousey fan, but I'm a brand new Liv Morgan fan as well. And if you've been watching the channel, you know why I became a Liv Morgan fan. It happened organically over time. The last 6 months, we've been going over Liv Morgan matches, and BC has just been in awe. I mean, she's been flawless. She's been basically flawless, guys. Her confidence is second to none. No hesitation. I mean, when it comes to female wrestlers, aside from Sasha Banks, I've seen nobody be as good as Liv Morgan the last 6 months. And I always knew she was good. I always knew she had it in her. I didn't expect her to string together that many consistently good matches in a row. Now, I think that's what I have for SummerSlam, all right? I think that's it for SummerSlam, guys. Hold on. Now, I want to move on to WrestleMania 40, guys. WrestleMania 40 is going to be held. The announcement was put out there yesterday. WrestleMania 40, Lincoln Financial Stadium in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, that's got some rough weather around late March, early April, so this is a big gamble. They did this in New York. I believe it was WrestleMania 28, and there was some rain that was forecast. Some of the wrestlers said it's a little bit chilly. Philadelphia, man, they're taking a gamble. Who's going? Anybody showing up to WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia? Anybody around there who's going to take the long fucking flight? But that's confirmed, guys, by the way. AEW rating has come in. AEW Dynamite last night. Fyter Fest. It was a specially themed AEW event. Once again, fails to reach 1 million. It hits a 976. It tried to make that effort, man. It made the effort to try to get back. But even a specially themed, they've been running nothing but specially themed events. And they just can't hit that million, man. Blood and Guts was the top off. And then they just went... Man. So a 976 is where we're at there. Let me find out how that went up, though. I know it did go up a little bit then. 942 from last week. And that stopped on over 100,000 dip. So 942, 976, 52, 62, 72. They did go up 34,000 people. I guess that's all you can ask for. Go up and not backwards like they've been the last 3 weeks. Dynamite did not rank number 1 in the P1849 demo, man. That's first time in a while. Baseball actually knocked it out. It was my New York Yankees getting beat by the New York Mets, by the way. Fucking pathetic. That had a .50. So AEW not only did not hit the million, but it did not rank number 1 in the demo. They lost the demo first time in several weeks. Wow. They lost the demo. Well, at least they went up 34. I'm trying to find a silver lining here, man. I'm trying to help out here. At least they went up 34,000, but on a specially themed event. What was it, like a Fyter Fest? Another week of Fyter Fest. This is like Fyter Fest week 17. And I got another specially themed coming up as well. So 976. You know, this leads to you guys hear what Road Dogg said about AEW? Road Dogg recently claimed during a podcast that he, and I quote, this is a quote from Road Dogg, he sees things on Tony Khan's AEW shows that appall him. He says, I see things on AEW shows that appalled me. I'm not retired. I'm unemployed. I can help them. I have been begging Tony for a job on every platform, and I want to know the reason why he won't hire me. So he's kind of having fun with it. He's like, I'm trying to get Tony to hire me so I can help this shit show. But he says there's a lot of things on AEW that appall him. Not just that he disagrees with or doesn't like. He says appalls him, and he can help. Well, first of all, I think Road Dogg has to understand, Tony Khan is not going to respond to you because you criticize his product. Tony Khan does not like when anybody says anything negative about his company. Earmuffs! This motherfucker hired a third-party company to fucking try to take motherfuckers down. You think he's going to listen to you, Road Dogg? Shit, BC will tell you he don't like criticism. Tony Khan doesn't like BC. BC was too fucking truthful, and I was always nice about AEW. I mean, I was harsh with the critiques and the negative spots, but I always said the shows are consistently better to the good column. I mean, literally, I don't know what the fuck BC did. Was I a little harsh? Maybe, that's how I am. But, I mean, to not like you, I don't know, man. To not take it, we can't fucking discuss the shows. You know, there's still part of me that says it does suck that I can't, I can't review AEW shows anymore because I'm not one of the ass kissers in the community that he likes and lets review the show. You know, it does suck that I don't have to. The other part of me, I love having Wednesdays off. I did not watch Dynamite at all last night. It was great. What did I do, man? I watched the last episodes of Better Call Saul on AMC. Better Call Saul, that's what I watched. It was fucking great. But I heard some things that happened. The Hook winning the FTW championship. Ricky Starks, I guess, had a good promo. And then Hobbs turned on him afterwards. So a lot of people liked that. And then there was a couple other things. Most people are saying that it was better than last week's show. And this is why I tell you, not only do ratings matter, ratings tell you what is good and what's not. Because most people said that last night's show was better than last week's, and guess what? They gained 34,000 viewers. Ratings won't fucking fuck you over, bro. If you're putting out a better product, you're gonna get a better result. I mean, that's not really. But I don't mind having Wednesdays off. I know a lot of you guys are like, BC, we missed your Dynamite reviews, man. BC, man. You were the best at the Dynamite reviews, and I appreciate you guys, man. And I know that, trust me. But just remember, there's a big part of me that likes having Wednesdays off. You know, because for a long time I was feeling like I was forced to say that AEW was better than it was. You know, AEW is better than it's worse. More good than it is bad, no doubt. But I'll go as far as to say even better than most Raws the last 5 to 10 years, no doubt. But to say that it was like the words that I see about AEW Dynamite is just, it's pathetically laughable. Awesome, flawless, great, amazing, awesome. I'm like, bro, it was good. good. Some shows, decent. Some shows, not even that good. Some stuff, great. Let's not go with awesome and epic and flawless and perfect. Some segments. And I feel with Dynamite, I always had the kind of, man, I don't want to say lie because I never do that, but I kind of had to force my enthusiasm, you know? And it's also because I knew so many people in that company just don't like the criticism. So it's almost like you got to fucking stroke their ego a little bit, you know? And then a lot of them watch our fucking channel. So, you know, you got to be, do I say this? Do I walk on eggshells a bit? You know what I mean? Like Thunder Rosa, she watches so many of us. So a lot of people in the community want to fucking stroke the right nipple of Thunder Rosa. No, BC was always like, dude, her reign sucks. Like, somebody's got to tell Tony Khan to book Thunder Rosa better. Last I checked 2 weeks ago, they were calling her Thunderstorm in a tag team with Tony Storm. What happened last night? What'd she do on the show last night? Did anybody watch Dynamite? Did anybody what'd they do with Thunder Rosa last night? Did they use her correctly finally? What'd they do with Rosa? Anybody? I'm on a delay, but I'll wait a second. Because I truly want the best for her. Thunder retained against Yamashita. Okay. Well, I mean, did they give him 10 minutes? 12 minutes? What was the time? I don't even know if I want to see Thunder now in 12 minutes. It's been so long. What do you guys think? Good match at least? 8 minutes. Yeah, they didn't even give him 10, huh? I didn't think so. 8-minute match. Yeah, I figured they weren't going to give the ladies 10. Tony Khan doesn't like to do that usually. So it was an 8-minute match. A shit match, says... Okay, so the match sucked. Jared Nine's being a little nicer. He says mediocre. Hub City didn't fuck around. Hub City said it was a botch fest. Hub City just said it's a botch fest. Oh, you guys are funny, man. That's what we need, though, man. Like, they need to know so they can get better. When you silence the people that are trying to help you, well, what the fuck, man? You're not going to really improve. It's not going to hurt the people you're trying to quiet down. They'll just go off and have the night off. They'll watch something else. They don't need the help. Trash fest. James Sherman for Heaters. Thunder is still green. Yeah, Thunder Rosa has a lot of improvement she has to do. She said that a few months ago. I was proud of her. She actually said there's a lot more improvement that needs to be made, and we're going to work our ass off to do it. I hope she sticks to that. I really do hope that she keeps trying to get better. Rosa had so many botches, says Daniel. Yeah, Rosa, oh, man, when Rosa doesn't want to sell, the matches are going to become extremely awkward. We saw that with Marina Shafir. We've seen it with Evelise. We've seen it plenty of times where Thunder Rosa isn't selling, she's not selling. And on top of that, man, she's got a lot of work to do. Yeah, she's probably going to be right back into Thunderstorm next week with Tony Storm. But my point is, guys, I mean, there's, you know, Road Dogg is trying to have fun with it. Road Dogg's like, listen, there's a lot of issues, and I'm trying to get a job with Tony, Road Dogg says. Like, Tony won't answer the calls back, you know? So Road Dogg's having a little bit of fun with it. That's funny. But obviously, AEW needs to, you know, it needs to, with the roster that they have, even with the injuries, you know, they got to get out. There's just not a reason they're not over 1 million. There's not, man. And anybody that, I say this all the time, anybody that says, where does this million mark come from? Like who gives a fuck, right? That they're number one in the demo every week. Well, no, they're not. A fucking Yankees-Mets game knocked them right out of the number one demo spot. So not only didn't they hit 1 million, they also did not hit the demo. So don't say they're number one. But the 978, okay. So in total viewership, you would say that's damn good, and it is. That's going to get them another TV contract. That's not going to get them too far in professional wrestling, though, today. Even WWE knows they have to start growing again. They went back to a 1.7 after they fell to a 1.5 2 months ago. AEW, with what they're allowed to get away with in the current TV contract that they have and the wrestlers that are on that roster, there's no reason they're not pulling in a 1.2, 1.3. But they can't even hit 1 million. That's a problem, guys. Just say it's a problem. Fuck. You gotta fucking help them. If you're a true fan, you're gonna help them get better. Or you could try to silence all of the fucking people being negative and just keep on going with your little niche product. Watch WWE sooner rather than later. Somehow, even during an investigation with their once CEO, somehow go to 2.0 while AEW is still struggling to get to 1.0. And if you wonder why that's happening or how, remember what BC said. We tried to help. Who just said that Kevin Nash, you hear Kevin Nash, he just said that AEW feels dated. Like outdated. Like AEW just feels like it's just not important. It's not fun. It's not a capturing, pleasurable viewing experience. How do you, even Kevin Nash compared it to WCW Thunder. Does anybody remember WCW Thunder? It was just like a horrible bootleg version of Dynamite. Nitro. WCW Nitro. It was dinged down a little bit. It was just there. We always called it like a dated program. Do you guys feel that AEW just visually is dated, or do you not mind it? Yeah, Thursday night, James Mill. Yeah, it was called WCW Thunder. And Kevin Nash just recently spoke about how he tries to watch AEW on Wednesday nights, but he quickly turns off because it doesn't grab him. It just seems like a dated product. And it brought him back to the Thunder days. Yeah, some of you guys feel the same way. Yeah, I don't know. I never thought... when I think of AEW's problems, I'm not even getting to the visual part of it. That part I don't even mind that much. I don't feel necessarily it's dated. If they want to liven it up a little bit, that's fine, but only a bit. I mean, we don't want this being the fucking the Nickelodeon meets Cartoon Network 2.0 that NXT did, bro. I'm down for livening it up and coloring things up, but like, bro, I mean, 2.0 did enough coloring for every wrestling company for the foreseeable future. So if they do ever change their feel, AEW, I hope they don't go to another extreme. Yeah, a lot of you guys think AEW does kind of feel like the old school dated WCW days. Well, then that's another problem then. I guess that, that does make sense, guys. I never really thought about it. Maybe that's a big reason why they can't attract new viewers. Maybe it is because the second they put it on, they're just kind of like, I don't have time for this much wrestling in a week. WWE is more visually appealing to me. This is kind of fucking dingy 2006. 2000, 2003. We're going back 20 years here. But yeah, I mean, that's Kevin Nash, Road Dogg. I mean, a lot of people are starting to come down hard on AEW. You also got to think, is it because Triple H is now in charge? So they're like, oh, we're good, man. If we ever go really on the outs with AEW, we got Paul Levesque will hire us. Who knows? Also, guys, where do I want to go with now? VKM. You hear about Vince, man. He sold more stock, like a shit ton. Like, I think it equaled over $2 million more in stock 48 hours ago. So the last time I talked to you on Amplified Live, it was the Tuesday edition of Amplified Live. Which, by the way, if you're newer to the channel, 4 times a week we do these Amplified Lives. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Usually between 3 and 4-ish. If I'm a little late, I'll make sure we go at least an hour. So we'll cross the 4 o'clock hour like we're going to do. We've already done. We're headed toward 4:30. But on Tuesday, right afterwards, a couple hours after, we were hearing that Vince McMahon is starting to sell even more stock. Now, he still owns far more on the voting shares. I mean, Vince McMahon is the owner of WWE. Make no mistake about that, guys. Retirement, schmirement. It doesn't fucking matter. Just know this, how it works in the stock world and in the shareholder world. Vince McMahon owns WWE. There is no getting out of that fact. He owns that shit. And he continues to sell shit, but it's just it's incredible because this dude, think about this, man. This dude can get rid of millions of dollars in one fucking hour. 1 hour when he works with his financial team. He can become $5, $6, $7 million richer. And it barely even touches his shares. Isn't that insane? Talk about doing life correctly, man. I mean, that is, man. I mean, I can't player hate, right? If only we could all be that fucking fortunate. This guy presses a fucking button, makes a call. Within an hour, he becomes millions of dollars richer like he needs the money. And it barely hits his fucking shares. This guy, if he doesn't sell, which I think is going to happen, by the way, I'll say it again for the millionth time, and I'll say it a million more. Nick Khan, The Rock, and Comcast are going to be the bulk people to buy this company one day. Probably sooner rather than later. But if he never did, this dude is always, he's going to go to the fucking grave as the sole fucking, or the main owner of WWE. That's how many shares this guy still has. Fucking 80%, 70-something, 80% of the fucking voting power. It's fucking mind-boggling how much this guy still owns. And he keeps getting richer by the day. Incredible, man. Again, I'm not player hating. I'm just like, it's pretty bonkers to even think about that, dude. Okay, well, I'll say this story. How's this? CM Punk was asked recently if Triple H being in charge is going to change WWE. Now, we got to go back a little bit in time. You guys have to know that Phil Brooks and Paul Levesque, fuck Triple H and CM Punk. Phil Brooks and Paul Levesque can't stand one another. They just, you ever see that? There's just people you can't stand. It's not a hate. You just stay over there, I'll stay over here, and I just fuck you. Paul Levesque and Phil Brooks cannot stand one another. So when H goes up now, H gets these positions. He's in title anyway. He's one of the big wigs now, even bigger than before. CM Punk is asked about this, and he says, do you really think it's going to change? He says, just because Vince McMahon, this is just about a quote. It's a little bit of paraphrasing, but these are the words he used. Do you really think just because Vince McMahon retired that he's really retired, that he's not going to be just as hands-on as he was? He says, do you honestly think Vince McMahon is not still going to be in control? That's exactly what BC's been telling you. And Punk actually has been behind the scenes. Punk knows how that fucking wheel spins. And the first thing he came up with was, do you really think that McMahon is just going to sit on his fucking sofa until he dies now? Do you really think he's retired? Do you really think H and Stephanie are not answering to him? So, I definitely respect the fucking, the truth bomb there. It was funny because you get the people that really like Triple H and they really like CM Punk, so they didn't know what to do. They've been all fucking giddy that Triple H has got all these titles, right? Triple H, this is change. And then all of a sudden, their other butt buddy, Phil Brooks, comes out and says, do you really think that's going to create change? He literally said, after he said Vince is still going to be in control, he said these words. He said, the culture is still not going to change. Nothing is going to change. So a lot of the people that were all giddy about H and they like Brooks, they were like, well, oh, fuck, who do I... Tell him, Phil. Oh, fuck. I mean, we're still with you, Paul. There's going to be change. Phil, I got you, man. There ain't going to be no change. It's still going to be... What's that, Paul? No, Paul, we're with you, man. Change. Yeah, Paul Levesque, man. Phil, no, we're with you, Phil. We're with you, man. There's not going to be change, man. To Triple H is a douche. Yeah, what's that? I said these fucking people in line, they get it right up in your ass. They're a bag of douches. You know, when you're in Starbucks. I didn't call you a douche. This guy, fucking idiot, right? What's that? We said we loved you, buddy. They're playing both sides of the fence. Which is it? Because now you got to pick. Phil Brooks is going to make it extra special now to try to beat anything Triple H does. And if H ever does sniff power, sure. It's guys like CM Punk who he's going to want to fucking take down in that other company. Freddie Prinze Jr. just said that. You guys hear what Freddie Prinze Jr. just said? Freddie Prinze calls Triple H, what do you call him? Fucking Petty Betty. Petty Betty, because Freddie Prinze was there for some volatile situations behind the scenes with Triple H and Punk. At one point, Triple H said something about the straight edge character, and he was talking about how he's a real life straight edge. Call me a liar. I'll fire your ass with the quickness, basically. I mean, he told Punk this. That's not going to earn him any fucking brownie points with Phil Brooks. But Triple H, Freddie Prinze was like, you have no idea how Triple H is. Triple H, in real life, behind the scenes. Freddie Prinze, who was a writer, by the way, he's a famous actor and he was a writer for WWE. He calls Triple H Petty Betty because Triple H will find a way to screw you over. BC told you that, man. You know, a big part of this community just likes to suck the fucking schnoz of Triple H. Not so fast. This dude has ruined many careers. And Freddie Prinze is telling you that even though CM Punk is in another company, Triple H is still going to try to stick it to CM Punk. And again, this is firsthand knowledge by Freddie Prinze Jr., so fucking insane, man. I don't know. You know, a lot of people claim that Triple H is like Papa H. They call him like a father figure. And yeah, if he likes you, if you cower to him and you look at him like he's this great and powerful Oz, like people look at Vince, yeah, he's going to love you. When you have your own mind, though, whether I like it or not, me and Phil Brooks, we just don't see eye to eye. A little bit better now. He stopped shitting on pro wrestling. But for a long time, I just did, man, when he left pro wrestling and took a shit on it, I didn't like that dude. It was clear he didn't care for BC at the time, and that was that. But I'll be the first to say that at least Brooks thought on his own. Jeff Hardy, as much as we don't like what he does on the roads especially, you know, he thought for himself. John Morrison was a unique individual who thought for himself, and those were the people that H does not like. H never liked Jeff Hardy. H never liked John Morrison. H never liked Punk. And H never liked a lot of individuals that didn't kiss his ass. If you don't kiss Paul Levesque's ass, you are in serious trouble. If you talk shit about Paul Levesque, you are in serious shit. That's just the way it goes, guys. I know firsthand. I know stories I can't even fucking tell you because my sources too fucking close. I don't want to do that to the people that told me. Actual people in that company. That's why I speak a lot on how I speak. But I make sure I tell you stories that are public record. But it's not bashing H. There's another side of H that you have to be aware of. There's a reason that Freddie Prinze, who's a good dude, calls him Petty Betty. Triple H will find a way to put that knife in the back. Triple H will find a way to fuck you over. And now he's the guy in power? That's great for the people that kiss the ass. The people that don't, you might want to be looking for other employment. You know, we can love what he did as the cerebral assassin. One of my favorite heels of all time was Triple H's cerebral assassin. We can love what he did with the black and gold for the 3 to 4 year period. And a little bit after. I mean, once the Gargano and Ciampa shit was ended, it started to slowly go downhill. Triple H started taking his eye off the ball, started focusing too much on AEW's Tony Khan. And before you know it, Vince had to come back, put both hands in the cookie jar, and color that shit up to the Cartoon Network. But you can like a lot of what H does, but I mean that you can't disregard that there's another side to Triple H, and a lot of your favorites are going to get shown the door because H just doesn't like them. That sounds pretty petty to me. That's not adult behavior. That's somebody who is absolutely power hungry. So we'll see, man. We'll see. But Punk made it known. Punk did not hold back. He was quick to say, dude, do you really think McMahon won't be the guy running this shit still, even though he's retired, supposedly? And then Punk said that even with H, the culture is not going to change. The structure and the culture, those were the words that he used. I disagree a little bit because, again, if you kiss his ass, which is a lot of that roster, because a lot of them did come from NXT, I mean, that's their developmental. That's where they come from. But I just got to, man. A lot of them come from there, so they're going to kiss his ass. But if you don't, you're on the chopping block. I'll go that far as to say that. Absolutely. That's how petty he is. You'll be on the chopping block. Because you're not kissing his ass. So just don't disregard that there is that other side, man. That's what we say, you know? But as far as that's why I disagree with Punk. That was my original point. I disagree because there's enough people on that roster that do look at Triple H like he's a fucking god, like they used to look at Vince McMahon. So there's enough people to change the culture because Triple H is going to make them believe. Triple H is going to tell them everything they want to hear. He did that in NXT, and for a while it worked until he was exposed. But that's that deal, man. So that's the petty Betty shit, and even though they're in separate companies, Triple H, Paul Levesque, and CM Punk Phil Brooks, their feud is still hotter than ever, man. And again, it was funny when Brooks said that because a lot of people that were so giddy about Triple H taking control, you know, they claim they're big CM Punk fans, so they're swinging on the fence. They're like, I love what Punk said, but I love Triple H being in control. But wait a second, I can't have my cake and eat it too. Well, now you're contradicting yourself. If you love what H is doing, then you believe there's going to be a change in culture, in structure. CM Punk is bullshitting. But you claim you like Punk and what he's saying too? What? Nah. You can't have it both ways, man. Guys, that's what I got for you, man. That was a loaded, amplified live, man. Even though we came out a little later, we're well over an hour. I appreciate all you guys, man. I'm going to go over some supers right now, so I'm not going anywhere. We're going to shoot the shit. But that's all the stories we have on this Sports Center for Pro Wrestling. We call it Amplified Live every Monday, every Tuesday, every Thursday, every Friday, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time-ish. Come right here to the channel, man. We'll talk all the hot topics in pro wrestling. So, let me go over to the supers, man. Let me see where we started off. I know some came in just a little bit earlier ago. I want to start off with Colin, $4.99. Let me give you a salute, bro. Colin, salute. BC, what will replace Seth Rollins versus Matt Riddle at SummerSlam? We don't know, Colin. I mean, we talked about it. It was one of the first topics we discussed when we went live. By the way, guys, on the way out, make sure you smash that up. I totally forgot to even mention it, and you guys went upon yourself to crush that over 200. So I appreciate that. Let's get over 250, and I apologize for not announcing that. It helps the algorithm. I should have been on top of it. I wasn't. Thank you guys, man. Let's make that 250 plus live. Colin, we think maybe Johnny Gargano is an option, but then Colin, who wins? Seth Rollins cannot lose this match at SummerSlam if he gets one. And you can't have Johnny Gargano debut on the main roster and have him lose. Bray Wyatt is not coming back to take an L, but again, you can't have Rollins lose. So, Colin, I don't have a better answer for you. I honestly do not know. But it'll be interesting. H said, I hear you, to Rollins' frustrations on social media. So this looks like he's going to get a match. We don't know if it's going to be a quick little squash to give him some airtime, or he's going to get a 15 to 20 minute banger. Colin, appreciate it. Ron C, 23, $1.99. Ron C says, BC, I can't wait for you to hurt lock these rumors. Yeah, you know what I do, man. Ron C, we busted up and we dish out the truth, man. So when the Amplified Live is all over, we all know the real deal, Holyfield. And you only get that on this channel. Ron C, 23. Thank you, brother. Youngblood, 085's up in this bitch with a 10 spot. Couple of coffees for BC. Youngblood 085 says, I can just picture Johnny L's reaction when Naomi and Sasha walked out. Where are you going? Where are you going? You got a match. Where are you going? People power. Where the hell are you going? What the hell am I going to tell Vince? Oh, come on, Sasha. Come on, Naomi. Oh, damn it. What the shit? Oh, man. Sasha. Naomi. Come on. People power. Youngblood 85. That would have been a fucking funny 2 minutes. If it even lasted 2 minutes for Johnny Laurinaitis. That's what she said. Angel Scratch Show. 2-spot. BC, did you see the last Wyndham video with Edge? Wyndham, well, those are just Edge. Wyndham isn't cutting anything with Edge. Maybe did they show a clip with him? Was it Edge was taking out Wyndham? There's no promotional with Bray Wyatt. I'm not sure which one Angel Scratch Show. Are you talking about the last Edge vignette where they just been showing him against a lot of opponents? I did see that. But there's no Bray Wyatt what's the word I want, man? There's no what's the fucking word? You fucking coexist. Can they coexist? What the fuck's the word I want, man? Collaboration. There you go. Collaboration. Yeah, Angel Scratch Show. I'm not sure exactly which one you're talking about, but I did see Edge's last vignette, and there was all his last opponents. Mr. Anything. For Salinas. Nah. Let me get a swig of coffee. Hold on. There's a lot of you motherfuckers on a Thursday afternoon. Fuck yeah. Salut. Mr. Anything for Selena says 5-spot, with a 5-spot, says, my 8-year-old niece told me she wants to be just like Sasha Banks and wrestle like her. Hopefully Sasha has a school by the time my niece is 18. Probably be either in New England, maybe, where's she from, Boston, Massachusetts, or maybe Los Angeles. But yeah, Mr. Anything, if there's somebody to learn from with your niece, bro, Sasha Banks, Mercedes is that motherfucker. She'll be one of the best. You know, a lot of people give him shit, but Booker T, a lot of people come from Booker T's school or Booker T's training, and they turn out to be just incredible. Like Athena, Ember Moon, Roxanne Perez, so many, man. So Booker T, a lot of people don't like his opinions and his takes on pro wrestling these days, but Booker T pops out one superstar after another. Ryan Mutino, which is the $4.99, showing some love with a coffee. Ryan Mutino, I appreciate that. Much love and respect right back to you. PB Sillapride, $19.99. PB Sillapride's up in this bitch. Yo, PB Sillapride, appreciate the coffees, dude. Much love and respect. Wasn't Cody Rhodes the one who said we need to tell him what they are doing right and what they are doing wrong? He goes back to WWE, and Nick Khan hates criticism of his product. Could this be one of the many reasons Cody left? Well, PB Sillapride, I think you mean Tony Khan, right? Because we're talking about AEW. But yeah, Tony Khan cannot stand criticism. He likes to have just everyone feed him what he wants to hear, all the positive. And if it's criticism, he works very hard to earmuffs that, right? Put on the fucking earmuffs, silence that shit. But yeah, Cody, you're exactly right, PB Sillapride. It was Cody Rhodes. It was all of them. Young Bucks and Kenny Omega also echoed the same statement. They said when AEW started, we want to hear everything we're doing correct, everything we're doing wrong, and we're going to hear you, and we're going to get better. And then people like BC did it, and Tony Khan was like, nah, bitch. So I was like, check you, bitch. I ain't got to watch Dynamite on Wednesday nights, bro. I got better fucking ways to spend my Wednesday night, especially when I watch 5 hours of live wrestling on other fucking nights. And those ratings are closer to 2.0s, all right? I don't need AEW. AEW needs to attract people like BC. I can generate some excitement and help them. But if you want to silence your crowd, then guess what? Go fuck yourself and your 976,000, man. That's probably your top off. That was with a fucking a themed event last night, which a lot of you guys are saying was pretty good. Nah, I don't need fucking Dynamite. Bah. Cody said for us to do something. I followed what the elite told BC to do. I was the fairest. I was the best. I remain the best reviewer of pro wrestling. I am the best at what I do. And if they want to fucking throw a temper tantrum about it, fuck off. I'll do you one better. I don't pay attention to that shit. I'll fucking walk. I don't need that shit, PB Silipride. And now you just lost the review. A lot of you guys said, damn, BC, Dynamite was the funnest when you were reviewing it. Now it's not even that fun knowing BC's not even watching. I hear ya. I fucking hear ya. You know? I feel like even though I was kind of forcing what wasn't there feeling-wise, I at least was making the product better because I was finding excitement where it wasn't. But, you know, you can blame Tony Khan for that, guys. You know, Tony Khan has to be held responsible for being so fucking sensitive. Hollywood guy, 5-spot, King Unit. Hello. Do you think that now that Triple H is in charge, will Charlotte have a major push? Or will she start anew? Hollywood guy, yeah. Vince McMahon is still in charge, dude. I don't care what title H has. And I'm not saying that H won't do some shit that'll help change, right? H will probably absolutely, I'm hoping anyway, as I'm sure you guys are, will infiltrate some change. And we'll see it over time. But if you think it's going to change drastically, this is one of the things I absolutely, I can't believe I'm saying this because we have never seen eye to eye. But I agree with Phil Brooks. It's not going to change drastically. Vince McMahon will always be in control of WWE. The retirement is just because there's an investigation. The official word that he sent through the SEC report was resigned. Only the public saw the word retired when he posted it. He resigned first. And when you do that, when you know you're about to get Das Boot. So he protected his ass. It was very smart, actually. If you're playing a game of chess in business, Vince McMahon did the smartest thing he could have by taking his own ass out under the guise of resignation voluntarily / retirement. He gets to appoint his own regime. That's why we call it a puppet regime. It's all of his family still. He gets to appoint Nick Khan, who's only been with the company 2 years. But he's the business guy who's going to give Vince everything he wants, bottom dollar wise. That regime was put there by Vince, and he could do that. He voluntarily stepped away before he could be booted out. He still has all of the majority shares. He owns that bitch still. So Hollywood guy, Charlotte Flair will continue. Well, mark my words, guys. Anybody that goes, BC, I don't know about that, man. Beasley, I disagree. You can disagree. Absolutely. Watch what happens when Charlotte comes back. Watch how she is booked. She'll be right back to the fucking top. Savage, 1024, The Punisher, with a 5-spot, and Savage, 1024, with another. So 2 5-spot, couple of coffees by Savage, 1024, The Punisher. I figured out why AEW won't let you critique. It's because Punk had told them about you. Well, I've said pleasantry things about Punk since, though. I don't think there's that deep-seated anger anymore. I think Punk doesn't feel so bad about wrestling these days, and BC doesn't feel so bad about Phil Brooks. So there's not that deep-rooted anger anymore. But when he did leave and he was taking a shit on pro wrestling, yeah, BC didn't like that. And, it's... I think it's just criticism, Savage. It's just like that company does not like to hear anything bad. Earmuffs. You know what I mean? They just want to hear about all of the praise that they're doing. It's like kids that can't handle what they need to correct. And it's very odd. It's very weird. Savage also says, and this is all coming from an AEW fan, and I agree with everything you say about AEW. Savage, I appreciate that. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. I actually had a lot of like tried and true diehard AEW fans. Still to this day, even though I'm no longer allowed, that's what I say, because that's exactly what it is when you start taking down shit. No reason. Don't even give the fucking content creator any chance. No, you're not allowing them to even review it. So to this day, I still have so many AEW fans, and I love the fact that they understand what I am saying. The AEW tryhards, they fucking, dude, you're running in circles. To the fans of AEW that loved my reviews, It's because there was so much truth. We talked about the good, and we spent time on it, and we talked about what it could lead to, and we got excited. We talked about the shit that was iffy and even bad, and we talked about how to correct it instantly. A lot of the shit doesn't even take that much to correct. It was fun when we did those reviews. But you can blame fucking Tony Khan, man. There's nothing else I can tell you. I didn't mind doing that at all. Now I have Wednesdays off. Hey, it's a win-win for BC, I guess. But it sucks for my unit, the channel, and for... if I had it my way, yeah, I'd still be reviewing it. Savage, 1024 the Puncher. Much love and respect, dude. Trev Reigns, the tribal gods up in this bitch with a 10 spot. Trev, what's up, dude? ABC, sorry I had to arrive late. Better late than never, dude. BC was late too, man. We didn't start till near 3:30 some shit, man. I had a lot of business, so... ABC, sorry I'm late. I had business to take care of. BC did too, dude. You're good. Did you hear Kevin Dunn and his sexist comments about the women's roster? Yeah, well, that's just what came out. There's a lot more that didn't even come out. That's not going to really move any needle, guys. Kevin Dunn is the smallest fish in that pond. People know that they can't really get a story out of it anyway. So it's not going to remove him. If Kevin Dunn is removed, it's for something much more drastic than sexist comments. People are not even gonna try to catch that fish, let alone try to fry it. Vince McMahon is the fucking dog right now that they're still trying to get those stories out of. But yeah, Kevin Dunn is still there. Kevin Dunn, the WWE production is world class. It's second to none. So the production part of Kevin Dunn, I don't mind. The problem with Dunn is he started having some control. Like, there was people he didn't like, roster-wise, like talent, and he fucked with them. Like, didn't Mox tell a story in his book? Maybe one of you guys can confirm, maybe JR9, anybody in the chat. Didn't Mox have a big problem where, like, Kevin Dunn got insulted by him and had him go to the production truck, and Mox was like, as if he was the great fucking wizard, he was expecting an apology. Like, who the fuck are you, dude? I think it was Mox. But a lot of people, Kevin Dunn over time got too much power. So, yeah, you guys are confirming that it was Mox. Yeah, I love that story. If you guys ever read the excerpt, it's funny as hell, man. Mox was just like, and then I go to the fucking Grand Wizard's office, the little production truck. This fucker's got me wanting to apologize. It was funny the way that he wrote it out. I mean, Mox is like Eddie Kingston. You don't know what they're going to say because it's always just going to be truth. And with a guy like that, they don't even need alcohol or anything. They're just literally going to tell you the fucking truth. And if you can handle it, it's going to be a fun experience. If you can't handle the truth, you're going to cry, you're going to piss your pants, you're going to run away. That's what I love about Mox. It's what I love about Eddie Kingston, the MJFs. I mean, that's why AEW has really good promos, you know? You have a lot of dudes that can really speak. And the one thing I can say that Tony Khan does is he allows them to. You know what I mean? So that shows you I have no beef with AEW outside of it sucks they can't handle criticism. Outside of that, I have no beef. I truly want to see them grow because it'll help the wrestling business, the industry. So that just proves it, man. That's one of the best things I can say about them. Their promos are top notch. And they let them do that. I mean, Christian, the couple of weeks where he was just killing it on the mic. I mean, you're not going to get that from WWE. They wouldn't allow it. Maybe if they go, when they go TV 14. But, that's the one thing I will say on that. So, who was that? That was Trev Reigns. Yeah, but I did hear those comments, Trev, and there was others too. You're not going to hear that really blow up because he's a small fish still. But he's got a lot of power backstage. Insane, hippie, insane, 10 spot, couple of coffees. What up, insane, hippie, insane? Love that shit. Freddie Prinze Jr. calling Triple H petty. Betty is the pot calling the kettle black. FPJ is an arrogant asshole just as much as Triple H. So insane hippie. I don't know that much about Freddie Prinze, but it sounds like you know enough about him. So that sounds like two arrogant motherfuckers working in the small space. And I bet you they could not stand one another. So Insane says Freddie Prinze is exactly the same way. Wouldn't doubt it. He's a Hollywood guy. He's an actor. I always thought he was pretty cool, but yeah, I wouldn't see. It doesn't sound like there's any love there for Triple H to call him Petty Betty like that. And say that even though Punk is with a different company, he's still going to be going after him. It doesn't sound like Freddie Prinze is a big fan of Triple H, and it's probably vice versa. 250 on the ups. Thank you guys, man. Let's go to 300 live before we end this thing. I appreciate it. Well, not before, but I wanted to get that out before we do. Hold on. We got a couple more before I end the stream, guys. Don't worry. I'm going to get to everybody, man. All my VIP super chat, tried and trues, man. You guys are going to get a shout out. So hold on. Oh, Jer9 Gaming, dude. Got to give a swig. Jer9. SummerSlam, 2 days, bro. I'm hoping for the best, Jer9. I'm going to be live, man. Hopefully you can join me. AEW women deserve better. 1 match in 0 segments last night is awful. Is that what they gave them, JR? The women only had that 1 8-minute Thunder Rosa match? Wow. I'm not surprised, though. Tony Khan really doesn't know what to do with the women. Wow, man. NXT's women got 2 matches in 7 segments on Tuesday, giving them proper respect. Also, AEW announced a Trios Titles tournament last night. Jer9, thank you. I forgot to even touch on that. It is confirmed. From what I heard, the Trios titles have landed, guys, and I'm glad that it is after it's after I stopped watching Dynamite in AEW. Because I cannot handle a whole division of 6-man tags. I call them schmaz matches. And now you're just going to have even more fucking shit. How many titles are in AEW right now, guys? Let's go over it. IWGP tag, correct? So is it the IWGP still? Yeah, I think that tag is still over there, right? Is it the IWGP tag with the AAA? Or is it the AAA and then the ROH? What the fuck does FTR have? It's been a while. What belts does FTR please have? I know it's the AAA. AAA, yep. Is it the IDub? IWGP, okay, in AAA. Oh, and the ROH. They got all 3, right? Okay, so they have 3 sets of their own. Then there's the AEW Tag Championships. Okay, so 4 just on tag teams. FTW Championship. North American Championship. Something Atlantic Championship. TBS Championship. TNT Championship. World Championship. Am I missing anything? That's 10. Oh, Trios Championships now, 11. So that's 11. Am I missing anything, guys? I got North American is at NXT. Is it? Yeah, there is a North Atlantic. North American is NXT, right? I'm fucking confused. So it's at least 10 titles, right? I got the FTW. I got the FT. Yeah, there's going to be a tournament and the winner gets crowned at All Out with the titles. Yeah. Okay, so there's at least 10 fucking... How do you keep track of all the fucking championships? Kevin Nash actually alluded to that too. That's something I actually do agree. When he said AEW is dated, outdated like WCW Thunder, you can argue that. When he says it gets confusing with the champions, you can't argue that. He's right. They got... With the Trios title, there's at least 10 sets of fucking titles. Yeah, and Britt Baker and Adam Cole walking around with the fucking Owen Hart titles doesn't help anything. ROH now, and I love ROH, but this just... Oh, wait, wasn't there more ROH titles, actually? It's still being defended on AEW television, right? Or showing up. The ROH Championship. It's over 10, guys. This is just fucking monstrous. It's too much. And now... As if we didn't get enough 6-man schmazes. Now we have a Trios Championship. Now you're probably going to get 2 6-man tags every Wednesday night. Woo! Let's get a spot fest going. Everybody just bounce around the ring like ping pong balls. If you thought AEW has no control with tag team matches, because they don't. The referee doesn't even know how to control a tag team match. It instantly becomes a tornado match in the first 20 seconds and it never goes back to normal. What the fuck you think's gonna happen with a Trios fucking division? JR9 just set me off, bro. JR9, thank you for bringing that up. I wanted to talk about it, and I wasn't able to because I just forgot, actually. I was able to. I forgot. So, JR9, thank you for that, man. About 15 titles JR9 is saying right now before ROH officially becomes their own thing. You're headed toward 15 fucking titles in AEW. Why not just give everybody a title? Hand it out like fucking lollipops at the fucking pediatrician's office. You get a sticker. You get a sticker. You get a sticker. Dave Mealy, 1999. Dave, always good to see Dave up in here, man. Can't catch all of them, I've noticed as of late. But Dave, always good to see you up in here, man. And I saw that super from a video or two ago, Dave, so I appreciate that as well, man. My super thankses, which is the new button that the two put up when you're not live. I did get them. I just got to compile the list. Dave with that 1999, man. Several coffees. Salute before I read this. Dave says, what's up, Amp Unit? Just stopping by to show some love. I'll check out the vid later. Dave, I appreciate that, dude. So you're probably not live in here now, but this will be up later tonight, tomorrow morning. Join the thousands that are going to catch it within the next 24 hours. Dave! Always good to see you up in here. Bakayuka! Man, I got a lot of tried and trues up in here. Very cool to see. Bakayuka with that coffee 5 spot says TK doing so many tournaments and gimmick matches that lack of proper structured storylines to close to no build. Sigh, he is still not getting it. Yeah, that lack proper structured storylines to close and no build. Yeah, that's right, because we didn't even talk about that with the trios title, right? That's going to be a tournament. It's another tournament. I mean, there's a tournament. Every time you turn around, there's a tournament. The problem with that is we know professional wrestling is scripted. It is choreographed. Right? It's choreographed. It's scripted. You have one dude who writes everything out on a fucking notepad, and then we gotta wait 2 fucking months to find out who wins this fucking fraud facade of a tournament. It doesn't build storylines, man. A tournament is not the story. I hate when people say it. Basically, the storyline is the tournament. That never works, bro. How captivating is a fucking tournament to you? You're acting like this is the fucking NFL. Like this is the playoffs. Can the Packers finally beat the 49ers? What's going to happen when the Yankees take on the Red Sox? Who's got whose number? Stop it, man. It's pro wrestling. I should have to wait 2 fucking months. Sacrifice actual storytelling because we need to find out who the facade tournament winner is. Tony Khan abuses tournaments. And he does the same for gimmick matches, but that's because he is trying to pop a rating. I understand what he's trying to do. He knows he should be over 1 million. He's not stupid. Tony Khan, you could say a lot of things. He's not stupid. He knows with the roster he has, the type of TV deal he has, the fact that he can go TV 14, do the things that he does, and he can't get to 1 million? He knows he's got to pop that rating. So he's going to have a lot of gimmick matches. Of course he abuses them. But I'm willing to let that slide. The tournaments and all that, then what the fuck is your ranking system about? If you have a true trio, you find the common denominator for their rankings, right? If you got somebody who's number fucking 12, number 17, and number 6, find the fucking... put that shit together. It's your job to see what does that come out to? 17, 15, and 7. I don't know. What does that make you? Number 9? Well, there you go. You know? If another trio ends up being number 23 when you fucking denominator it out, then 9 beats 23, and you would be the ones to go for, right? You have a ranking system. I've said this before in a couple of chats. Do you guys realize that AEW's own talent makes fun of Tony Khan's ranking system? FTR makes fun of them all the time. FTR literally said, we're not going to get a shot at the AEW tag titles probably because we're ranked number 1 in the tag division. So they said, once we go down in the rankings, then we'll get a title shot probably. FTR has to laugh at it. Then why have a ranking system? Oh, wait, we can't say that, guys. Earmuffs. We're talking We're talking about things that need to be improved in AEW. We can only do that about WWE. Anyway, that's my thoughts on tournaments. Bakayuka, thanks for bringing that up too, man. You guys are the best, man. You brought up a lot of points that I wanted to talk about originally and just forgot. So, Jer9 and Bakayuka for sure. Savage 1024 the Punisher with that 5 spot says the only way that CM Punk can grow is if he's going to agree with this or not, is that if he makes it more effort in the gym. I don't think I totally get that, but I think you're saying if Punk wants to actually be what they thought he was going to be. 7 years he was the hottest free agent, and when he got to AEW, the needle didn't really move that much, if at all. If you ask Tony Khan, it moved a lot. If you ask any of us that were watching, it didn't move that much. So Savage is saying maybe hit the gym really, even though you're in your 40s, maybe really dedicate yourself to this pro wrestling thing. Go out with a bang on this last stretch. I can't say that's wrong, Savage. I tell everybody to hit the gym, and not just because it's something that I enjoy, but I feel that when somebody is mentally and physically as strong as they can be, they're a better version of themselves. I don't lift to be the biggest guy in the gym or to just be a weightlifter, a bodybuilder. I never do that. I lift because I want to be the strongest fucking version of myself. And yes, if I got a tussle in a Starbucks, I can throw somebody through a wall. That's fun. But you always want to be the strongest version of yourself. So Punk and everybody else, they should be spending a lot of time in the gym. Throw on some headphones, put on your favorite jams. Maybe CM Punk can put on Roman Reigns' theme song. Maybe Phil Brooks will love Triple H's theme song, and he can get rowdy in the gym. So Savage, I don't disagree with that at all. Trev Reigns, the Tribal God, with another 5-spot coffee, says there was fans saying that they should add Rollins to the main event of SummerSlam. I can't understand why these fans don't sit and think. That is totally stupid. First of all, you just can't throw somebody in there who's been on such a fucking horrific losing streak. You can't possibly do that. It would make zero sense, which is probably why WWE will do that. Rollins will probably make this a triple threat because it makes no sense and it should not be happening. But because it makes no sense, because it should not be happening, watch Vince McMahon do that. But Seth Rollins in the main event does not help Roman and Brock again. It's Roman and Brock for the 9th fucking time. How many times can we do this? They said before it was the last time, and before that they said it was the last time. Now it's the last time again. Last man standing, last time ever. And we're going to get it in the future. We'll probably get it at Crown Jewel again. Because Goldberg's going to come. I'm telling you right now, Goldberg is coming back. But he's not going to be against Reigns, even though he wants that match. He's going in interviews, and Goldberg is saying he wants Roman Reigns. You ain't going to get Roman, bro. Roman will probably have Brock again. Oh, who is that? Trev Reigns, the Tribal God, man. Thanks for all the coffees, man. Never need it, always appreciate it. There's a couple more that just came. You guys are fucking rocking on a Thursday afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Dante Jaron 23. Yo, Dante, good to have you live, man. Always good seeing Dante Jaron 23. $4.99 coffee. As long as the niche audience keeps praising it, AEW will never change their formula or grow as a fan base. Yeah, well, yeah, no, that's an exclamation point. I don't even need to add to that. I'll just repeat what Dante just said because it's absolutely correct. It's true, whether people want to hear it or not. As long as the niche audience keeps praising it and not listening, I'm going to add to that, Dante, not listening to any criticism, AEW will never change the formula to grow their fan base. And we're witnessing that, right? We're literally witnessing that, how they just fluctuate. I've never seen a pro wrestling company fluctuate this much. They could be at 1 million for Blood and Guts and then fucking around in the 800,000s within weeks. I one time saw them at 970 something and then fucking around in 780, 790. And I was like, how did you just lose 200,000 people? You can't say that, though. Because Tony doesn't like it. Bakayuka, another 2-spot. TK doing weekly special named Dynamites all week. Yeah, Bakayuka every week. Doesn't he have another one coming up? What's it called, guys? Fucking... what's the next one? It's in a few weeks, isn't it? conundrum in Calgary or something. What's he calling it? Conundrum combat in Calgary. There's another one coming up. Somebody Quake by the Lake, JR9. Thank goodness somebody knew what I was talking about. Thank goodness. People are gonna think BC was even more wacky than usual, man. 271 on the ups, by the way. Let's keep getting that toward 300, guys. You guys rock. Quake by the Lake. When is that and where is that? What is that, like Michigan or something? What lake are they talking about? Or is that the Canada show? Where is it? Is it like a Minnesota? Is it Toronto? Okay, what's the date? Oh, Minnesota. Which is it, Toronto or Minnesota, guys? Wrestler Reed's now saying Cleveland. Now you guys are fucking confusing me. Which is it? Where's Quake by the Lake? Baca said sounds like Disney on Ice. Don't let Tony Khan hear that, bro. Is it Toronto or Minnesota? You guys are like 50-50. Where is it? It's probably the same lake, right? Minnesota and Toronto. Minneapolis, is that the same lake? Can we get on the same page? I'm doing a live show. One of you guys is going to have to do you have Google? Does anybody have access to Google? Nobody fucking watches AEW in this bitch. But I didn't watch last night, man. I have Wednesdays off now. I don't have to watch that shit anymore. Nobody knows. All right, we're going to go off the air not knowing where Quake by the Lake is. All right, that's our homework tonight. We're all going to find out where the fuck Quake by the Lake is. And this is another specially themed event on a Wednesday night because Tony Khan either is going to make a huge announcement or he's going to give you a big gimmick match or he's going to name his Wednesday night show a pay-per-view themed name. These are his little tricks to try to get over 1 million. Sadly, none of it works. You got to do a lot more than that, man. Storylines. A lot of people are praising the Hobbs and Ricky Starks thing. Again, I didn't see the show. Maybe I'll check out that clip. But that's a start, you know. The Wardlow MJF thing from months ago was the best storyline in all of pro wrestling for a couple of months. You know, things like MJF Wardlow. That's why it's a shame that he lost MJF. It's a shame that he could not come to an agreement with MJF because MJF was a gold mine for Tony Khan. But you need storylines like MJF Wardlow. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what you name. Quake by the Lake. For goodness sake, it's an earthquake. It doesn't matter. You know, Triple H found that out. Every time he would try to counter Tony Khan with NXT. So he'd come out with Fyter Fest, and Triple H would come out with, like, In Your House. And then he would have Bash at the Beach. And then Triple H would have Great American Bash or some shit. And it didn't work. And you're like, well, why didn't it work? Well, it's because you got to have more than just the theme, bro. The name. You know, you just can't parade a name, you know, Jingle Bells, Jingle Balls. People are not going to flock to it because you named a wrestling event Jingle Bells, Jingle Balls. It's not going to work. You wonder why this guy just had 3 specially themed events in like a month. Not going to work, bro. Anyway, Eddie, 2-spot. What's up, Eddie? BC. DBALD. I don't know what that D-bad. AEW refs. BC, the AEW refs drive me nuts. The bald AEW ref. Who's the bald AEW ref? I think I know who you're talking about, Eddie. Chat, who's the bald AEW ref? He always goes ballistic in all the matches, and he's stunned every time there's a punch, a kick, a poke to the eyes. It's like he thought he signed up to be a fucking grocer at a supermarket or a fucking cashier at the local pet store. Every time he's in there, it's like he's shocked he's a pro wrestling referee. Is it Rick Knox? Rick Knox. I think that's it, Eddie. He's atrocious, Eddie says. The referees are a sore spot, man. The referees have to be fixed in AEW badly. Badly. They're horrible. Horrible. They sit in a corner during tag matches and they just fucking twiddle their thumbs. They don't even act like they're trying to gain control, probably because they know it's going to look just as stupid. But at least give it a try like you're trying to maintain some order. They're atrocious. Mike Chioda, one of the best referees in the world. Mike Chioda, you guys remember him from WWE? He showed up in AEW a few weeks ago. And he talked about, like, there's a lot of things that the AEW referees do that it's just, he would like them to make it less about themselves because it takes the focus off of the talent, and he's exactly correct. When they bounce around and they're shocked about what they're seeing, oh my God, he just chopped him in his chest. Ow! Shut up, bro! Get in the fucking corner. Fucking just relax just a little bit. Tone it down. You're taking the thunder from the talent. They look like they're shocked that in a pro wrestling match, a clothesline was delivered. A power bomb. And again, in tag matches, that's when they should be out of the corner, and they sit in the fucking corner and twiddle their thumbs, because in a tag team match in AEW, in 20 seconds, it turns into a tornado tag. The referees in AEW, I absolutely agree, not just with Eddie, but with Mike Chioda. I agree with Mike Chioda 1,000,000% and Eddie. The AEW referees are fucking atrocious. Like the worst I've ever fucking seen in professional wrestling history. Like down at the local bingo hall. They literally, this past week, they had Fuckwad Fred, because we had a shortage of refs. Fuckwad Fred and my local pizza delivery guy, Luigi Lugnuts, had to officiate, and they were better. Atrocious. I can't even fucking tell you how bad these AEW referees are. I literally just want to fucking bang my head through a fucking brick wall every time I see them. Oh, we having fun, man. Anyway, as much as we're having fun, we gotta end it there. I think that's all the super chat shout outs, man. 300 is right there, which means we're gonna hit that within the next 10 to 15 minutes. So you guys rock, and then we'll be on our way to 400. Appreciate that. Until next time, which is tomorrow, man. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, amplified live. The pro wrestling version of Sports Center with your host, BC. So I'll be right back with you guys before SmackDown. Before SmackDown, 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, right here. Come here. We're going to have all the latest breaking news with SmackDown, SummerSlam, any AEW talk. Hopefully it's positive so we don't make Tony cry. Come right back tomorrow, guys. Much love to all you. Jer9, 5 spot right at the tail end. Jer9, I got to give you a swig, bro. Jer9 says, Quake by the Lake is 100% Minnesota in 2 weeks. Okay, we found out, man. I give it to my man JR9 Gaming, man. I knew you'd come through. Quake by the Lake is 100% in Minnesota, and it's just in 2 weeks. It's in 2 weeks. We have another specially themed event. That is nuts, bro. Jericho versus Mox is on that show. Toronto is in October, and I'm guessing we're going to have a specially themed title for that too, JR9. Appreciate that, man. That was going to bug the shit out of me, and I wasn't going to be able to Google that for another half an hour probably, because I'm already running late here. I got to take care of some shit. So much love to all you guys, man. What a banger of a show. We went almost 2 fucking hours. This is supposed to be a 1 hour show, believe it or not. It's closer to SummerSlam. You guys were having fun, man. Lots of fucking super chats, lots of fucking laughing and just enjoying it. So BC's like, let's keep rocking. And 1 hour became 2 hours. What can he say? When we get together and talk pro wrestling, we talk pro wrestling, bro. You can't time limit that shit. Everything else has to wait. That's what I say, man. Oh, hold on. Let me make sure I got everybody. Why do I keep losing that fucking screen? Jer9, you were that last one, right? Yeah, no, you're not. DB is the last one. DB, I thought I saw somebody pop up, man. I was on a delay on it. DB says, if it's true about Liv losing the title, then proves my point. If you're not Charlotte, Becky, or Ronda, you're just scraps to VKM. Oh, you can go through a laundry list of fucking people that were scraps. Asuka, tragically, one at the top of the list. But DB, exactly right. There's 48 hours to change that decision. I don't care if it's Triple H, Stephanie or somebody gets in Vince's ear. I don't care if it's Kevin Dunn, the fucking janitor, the fucking lead chef at catering. Somebody better make sure that Liv Morgan walks out with that title. DB, that is and I'm a Ronda Rousey fan, not just Liv. I love Ronda Rousey. That's not even a popular statement these days. So that tells you how high I am on Ronda. I just feel she's been booked horribly, and it's actually helped her ruin her prestige in WWE, sadly. But as a Ronda fan, there's no way Liv Morgan walks out of SummerSlam without that title. And the last word that I got is they want to put it back on Ronda. DB, I appreciate that. Everybody, man, if I missed anybody in the Supers, I'll get the full list later, and you will absolutely get a shout-out in tomorrow's Amplified Live. And I'll try to see any super thankses, too, which is the button down below when we're not live. Those comments get illuminated in a special color pattern, and I get that separate list, and I will give you guys a shout-out tomorrow. So, guys, much love and respect, man. We're already really late. I can't do a roll call, but I see you guys, man. Most of you guys, my tried and trues. To all you guys, man, salute. I mean that, dude. This was a fun fucking stream. It was supposed to go 1 hour. That tells you how fun it is. We're almost going to 2 hours. Check you guys, man. Top guy, and I'm fucking out. Sasha, you got to hit my fucking theme music. There you go. There you go. Got that shit on the top? Yeah. I think we both got on it. Gotta put on both. I couldn't even hear that playback for a second. Damn. Check you guys, man. Ikea, Craig, D, Alexi, Iron, Robert, James, Patrick, Big Nang, Warwick. We got War Dog up in here, Jaron, Mean Dean, Smurfy. OC Wideman, you up in here? OC Wideman, you up in here? Where's Eddie? Eddie's up in here. Jaron, Sir Charles. It's a fucking party. Check you guys. Adrian Black, what up? Lisa Matcher, Marie, James, Shrimp Fajitas. I said I wasn't going to do a roll call. BC's out. I'm out. I'm doing another fucking hour roll call up in this bitch.